natural. If you look at the 7 natural laws of physics and all that, they've changed minor, but it's within a scale of possibility. Okay. And what I'm talking about, if you had a scale of 1 to 10 and 5 is the median of the natural law, it may go 5.1, 5.2, 4.9, but it's never going to go to the extreme to either side. And that's one of the problems we're trying to with society today is we're trying to subvert natural law.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's like Jeff Goldblum said in Jurassic Park: "Nature will find a way." Can't beat nature. We're not gonna. Women aren't gonna take over the world and rule the world. Men are not gonna be ushered into slavery and all this catastrophic thinking. Like, if anything's gonna happen, there's gonna be like a slate cleaning event that we're just gonna start back over. I think it was Albert Einstein said. Like, he says, "I don't know what weapons will be used for World War III, but I do know in World War IV it'll be sticks and stones."
Right.
I think he was alluding.
Yeah, the world's always trying to find natural balance. And
it's just not words. We're killing each other with words right now, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's offended in words.
Yeah. Everybody's offended. Yeah.
Yeah. Aren't words considered violence in the modern progressive society?
Going back to what Ray said, I think was important. When it comes down to, I lost my train of thought. What were we saying, Ray?
I said the world always requires us to come to natural balance.
Yeah, exactly. Because Rollo sometimes gets all doom and gloom, and he's like, because he says like the pendulum's not swinging backward. I got a good thing on like getting a pulse of society. I think women are kind of hip to the fact that being a hoe is not a good long-term plan. I think some of them are starting to wake up. You guys agree with me on that? What would you say?
Yeah, just look on TikTok. There's just about as many women sitting there trying to inform other women about how they should be treating a man well, as opposed to those that are trying to say that all men are bad.
Yeah,
it's getting to the point where they can't meet their biological and sociological imperatives because men don't want anything to do with them.
Right. I've seen it too. Yeah.
And now women are starting to understand, well, maybe there is something wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, and I don't say that with any joy, because the sadness comes from the fact that we let it get to this point to begin with.
Yeah. But no, I think women are, women are starting to realize, like, okay, what is wrong with me? Like, why? Like, I have followed the script, kind of like guys, like, I got the house, I got the job, I got the white picket fence. Like, where's the love of my life? Like I followed the script, and the script for women nowadays is like, go out, be a whore, and like then you'll find the perfect man in your life.
Go to college.
go to college. Yeah.
Get a worthless degree.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've simply said go out and be a man. Feminism has told women, if you go out and be a man, you'll be happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
That's a woman's understanding of what makes a man happy. It's not a man's understanding of what makes him happy. All right. And that's where they get it wrong. And like I've said on this show, and I've said in our seminars and stuff, the thing that upsets me, the whole thing about feminism, is not that women deserve to be equal or co-partners with us in life, because that's an expectation that God set out. Okay.
Right.
It's that women think by being, finding the worst attributes of a man and doing that will make them happy.
Yeah.
I don't think, I think it's an attribute to me that I can work for long hours. And I can focus to provide. Okay. That's an attribute. It's not something that most of us don't go through life enjoy doing that.
Mm-hmm.
We understand it's a responsibility.
Yep.
Okay. But a responsibility doesn't make you happy.
Yep.
It's the execution of being able to support someone and give that to someone, your wife, your children, your future. That's what makes us happy, not the work. It's the result of the work and what it does for the future of our kids, our families, and society. That's what makes us happy. And women see that. Well, you have that freedom to go work, and they're now starting to realize it's not a freedom to work; it's a responsibility to work.
And it can be quite a heavy burden. I think we're going to see that manifest itself shortly here. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we are built for combat and to be durable, and that's our burden. That's the male's burden of performance, so that they don't have to.
They can't. I mean, these girls are like drinking themselves into comas and shit, bro. Like, you know, in America, this is the first time ever in history, like, female suicide is going up. Women are not killing themselves. Like, men are the guys, like, you know, the ones actually literally pulling the fucking trigger on suicide. But this is starting to happen. You know,
well, that's how heavy it is when you can't meet your burden of performance.
Yeah,
and you see it reflected in that.
I mean, and you name it. Depression is through the roof. Opioid crisis is through the roof, and it's all like led by women. You know, they just, you know, this is a common sense shocker alert for us, but there's just a huge study that came out that said like antidepressants actually do nothing to increase the quality of your life over the long term. And, you know, like, no shit, you know, I mean, the list of side effects that are way longer than the problem I have.
Yeah.
That's not bad for me.
Yeah.
But I think the cat's out the bag on a lot of these things. Really, the whole women's empowerment movement really was just a con to financially extort women and extort them for votes. That's all it was. Get money and get votes out of them.
So let's talk about the suicide thing real quick, because, like I said, the world tries to find natural balance and stuff. Okay, and if the female suicide rate's going up, the male suicide rate will eventually start to decline, or they'll even out. You know, that's the balance. It sucks that it's a negative balance like that. Like, just as many women are killing themselves as men. Yeah, that's a screwed up balance. But you know, the reality of it is it's why is male suicide rate high? Because they can't self-actualize. They can't meet their needs, whether it's their physical needs or emotional needs. Because in reality, in order to meet all of our emotional needs, we need women in our lives. You know, and you know, when you start trying to say, okay, well, I'm going to take all these things that I need in my life, and I'm going to say I can concentrate on these. I'm not going to focus on these, and I'm going to exclude these. It's those things you exclude that creates that gap or that lack in your life. You know, life is meant to be lived, and it's meant to be lived to the fullest. And when you start trying to say, okay, these are the things I need in my life. I need, you know, just take the 4 money, muscle, game frame. If those were essential in your life, and they are, and one of those is lacking, you see the problems with the young men and stuff that we could talk to. Okay, and you and I, and you know, Mark, Thor, we've all dealt with kids, young men that are suicidal or on the verge of, you know, that suicidal pathway. So that lack creates issues, and it always has. But we've had fathers to take us through those so that we understand how to develop the ability to work around issues, or to meet issues and compete, to, you know, compete with those issues and win. And that's where that thing winning comes from. I've had this struggle and I've won. All right. But more and more men are lacking that. Okay, because more and more women are having kids out of wedlock, not including their fathers at all. And wherever you find something that's hurt, it's because of lack of something. And all you can do is, you know, strive to help people understand why they lack that, and help them come up with a way that they can have that and bring that into their lives.
Yeah, man. Well, we'll see. I think the balance is coming back, but like I said, you don't need the balance to come back if you're always working on yourself as a man. If you're working on the core 4, money, muscles, game frame, you don't need society to help you. You help yourself.